there everyone, it's Kathy Champion and you're back here at my YouTube channel, Kathy's Random Acts of Stamping. Most of you that have been following me for a while know that I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm located here in Gastonia, North Carolina. But I can take care of you with your stamping needs and any of your Stampin' Up! Products wherever you live in the United States of America. So if you are watching and you do not currently have a demonstrator, I would love the opportunity to earn your business, and I promise that I would always be here for you to answer any and all questions. I am only a phone call, an email, or a text away. So, and I always leave my information so you can reach me at any time. So, with all that being said, I want to work with the Penguin Place stamp set, which comes with this beautiful little penguin builder punch. Now you can bundle this and save 10%, and this is in our new mini catalog. So that is one of the items that we're going to use. So what I did, I saw this card layout, and it's called a floating window card, and this right here is my template. Anytime I see a new card like this, I always make myself a template because I like to be able to put this in my folder with my templates. I usually write on the card what the measurements are and the pieces, the components, and then I always have that when I go back and I decide, well, I want to use that template again, I have it. So that's what that is. I want to work with this Penguin Playmates paper. This paper is simply adorable, and this is a free item. 12 by 12 pack. I'm going to show you. I have a new pack in the back that hasn't been used out of. This is the paper pack, and it is adorable. I did open this one so that I can show it to you, but look at these colors. Look how vibrant it is. Beautiful colors. You've got Misty Moonlight, and that looks like it might be just jade. It tells on the back of every paper pack what the colors are. I also see some it looks like it might be some fresh Freesia. Let's look on the back and see. Basic black, balmy blue, calypso coral, fresh Freesia, just jade, Misty Moonlight, and soft seafoam. So those are the colors that will coordinate with this paper pack. So that makes it real easy when you are looking, and I picked up something on this paper pack that I didn't mean to, but I'm just going to put that back into the folder because I already have a pack here that I have cut into. So we're gonna decide which pack we want, which pattern we want to use, and I think I want to go with one that has some more of a black on it, and I think this one would be the one that I want because I want to use a black background to kind of accentuate the black and the white of the penguin. So I think I'm going to choose that one, and I'm going to slide this pack back into my little folder, and let's just lay it out of our way. I'm also going to use my punch and my dies, and I'm going to lay them over out of my way. And I have a piece of black cardstock, and I'm going to show you how we're going to make the gatefold. And many of you already know this trick, but I figure, it's never, it never is a bad thing to revisit measurements. But on a gatefold, what you want to do is you want to put your 8.5 by 5.5 inch cardstock into your trimmer, but we're going to use our score blade. So I'm going to slide my score blade up here to the top, and I'm going to keep my cut blade down here at the bottom. Now I'm going to take and push this all the way up to the top of my trimmer, and you can see we have this nice ledge right here that we can push our paper against, and I'm going to bring it to 2 1/8 because that is our score line. And what I'm going to do is give this a good score, and I'm going to take it out and turn it over. And the reason I'm turning it over is I find that I get a much better fold if I fold into the mountain. And when you look, your indentation is on the side that you scored on. If I fold it into that mountain fold or that ridge and crease it down. Let me grab a bone folder. And I'm going to iron that out really well. Now, for me, this works much better, and I've seen other demonstrators do the same thing. To get my card so that I could go over and turn it around and score it at 2 1/8 on this side and bring it together, but I'm going to have a gap. You never ever get it completely in the middle. But if you do this, you'll always line it up in the middle. Just fold your piece over, let it butt against that line, just like that, and then press it down with your finger, making sure that you're right up to that fold line, or that raw edge. You want raw edge to raw edge. And then just give it a good finger press. And then once you get that like you want it, then go back with your bone folder and crease it really, really well. I like to make sure that I crease and burnish really well. Anytime I'm doing a fun fold card, it is crucial to have a bone folder so that you can get these nice crisp edges. Now the next thing that I want to do is I want to match some white on here. And I say that because I think I want to put, maybe I might even do the Calypso Coral. What do y'all think? Do I want to do Calypso Coral, or do I want to choose a different piece that I can pull in some different colors? Let's see if we can find one that's a little smaller print. And that might be this one right here. And we also have this piece that I've already cut. Okay, I'm regrouping, y'all. Y'all know that I'm famous for regrouping, right? I like this piece too. I think I'm going to go with this one. This one will still play in with my black. I can pull in some Misty Moonlight and some Balmy Blue if I want to. So let's go with that one. I'm trying to think, do I want to use this in the background? No, I'm going to go with white. I think the white will really set that black off. So this is a good time to use up some scraps. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over into my bin. And I keep my white scraps separate from all my other scraps. And I've got a nice piece right here. So what I'm going to do, I know this is 2 1/8, so let's double check both sides to make sure that that's the measurement we have. Got a ruler here somewhere. So I'm going to lay my ruler, and I'm going to bring it over here on this white cardstock so I can see exactly what I'm measuring. Now that is, let's do it from the fold to the edge. That is 2 1/8, and that is 2 1/8. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut some pieces off of here that are 2 inches by 5 3/8. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this down to 5 3/8. And so there's 1, 2, and 3. And now I'm going to turn this and I'm going to cut a 2-inch piece. I've got my length to where I need it. So there's one piece. And one more at 2 inches. And there are our 2 strips that we're going to mount on the front. I'm going to leave this right here because I got a feeling we're going to be needing that again. So now we've got our, and I'm going to open that up like that because that will give me a much better chance of getting this on here nice and even. And I'm going to work on, you know, I'm going to move this mat. I'll tell you why. When I'm working on black on a black mat, it's like working on white on a white surface. You really can't see what you're doing. So we're going to just move that black mat out of our way so we can better see in getting these lined up just like we want them. And that right there looks really good. So I'm going to use some Stampin Seal. And my preference for Stampin Seal is the Plus. I like it better because it's easier to manipulate and it's super, super strong. So it is my adhesive of choice when I'm using the seals. So I'm going to put that down just like that. And then I'm going to do the same thing to this piece. Now this would be a great time to have your silicone mat because if I get this on my work surface, I'm going to have a time. So I might want to grab my silicone mat and bring it over. These little mats are so great. They are wonderful to have in your craft room. They make everything so much easier. And you don't have to worry about getting adhesive on your work surface. Press that down. So there we go. We have the front of our card is starting to come together. But I do want to use, you know, I'm still debating. I'm still thinking I want to use this one. Or do I want to use that? I'm leaning toward this because I want to cut some of these cute little penguins out, and I think what I'm going to do is maybe even take that to my scan and cut those out. Now you can fussy cut these. You can definitely fussy cut those, but I think I'm going to take a strip of this to my scan and cut some of these little critters out. But before we do that, I do think I want to use this side right here. I wasn't thinking that because I love the little characters, but you know what? Let me go and cut out some of my little I don't know. We know that's 2, so let's go to 1 7/8. I'm going to cut 2 strips. That is 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. Now these should mount with 1/8 of an inch all the way around. Let me know if y'all would like for me to do a layering series, and I didn't know I needed to know that, because I would love to teach y'all how to judge your layers, so that if you wanted to design a card, you could do it yourself and make your own layers depending on your sizes. I would love to teach that to y'all. So leave me a comment and let me know if that's something that you would like to learn how to do. I would love, love, love to teach it. So I'm going to cut another piece at 1 7/8. That didn't look even, so I'm going to go to this side. 1 7/8 by 5 1/4 or 1/4. Okay, so now we have our snowflakes on both sides. So I'm going to pause and I'm going to go over to my scan and cut, and I'm going to cut some of these little critters out, and we will be right back. Hey y'all, I'm back, and my scan and cut was an epic fail. I think what it was, my paper was just a little too busy. It started cutting hands off of my snowman and heads off of my snowman. Even though I had outlined it with a pencil, there was too much going on with this paper. The little sleek different things, it just wasn't cutting it. So I literally cut out 2 penguins, a snowman, and a little fox. And I got a couple of the little bluebirds. And what I did is I've got this white glued down. So what I did is I got 4 little black strips that are a 1/2 inch by 1 3/4. So 1 3/4 by a 1/2 inch. And what we're going to do is we are going to strategically place them onto our designer series paper. And I think what I want to do is I want them to be a landing space for our little critters. So I think what I want to do is I want to use some liquid glue, and I'm just going to run a bead of glue, and that's a lot. A lot more than I expected to come out of that bottle. And I'm going to just put this down. No rhyme or reason, I'm just putting it down on the bottom of these bases, or the bottom of these mats, my designer series paper. So I'm going to do this one there, and I don't want them to be exact, so I want one up a little higher, one down a little lower. But I want to try to get them as nice and even as I can. Something like that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a fox here, and a penguin here, and then we might put a snowman up here, no, over here. And what I want to do is I want to place my snowman so I can gauge where I want to put my little black strip, and I think that will work right about there. So I'm going to make a little line with my pencil, just enough so I can see it. And we'll cover that up with the black strip so it will not be seen. And we know that our snowman is going to be on this piece, so I'm just going to put a tiny bit of glue and I'm going to go right to that line and just press that down, just like that. And now our snowman can go right there, and our other little penguin can go right here. So I'm going to put another little line right there and some glue on this piece. And all I wanted this black for is just to have something that will anchor our little critters, because nothing just floats out there in the air. So this just to kind of ground him a little bit. And now for these, I want to pull in some dimensionals. So I want to pop these up on some dimensionals. So I'm going to grab a couple for each one of these. Going to be one here and one here. I'm going to turn these over and do the same thing. My snowman might need 3 because he is a little taller. So yeah, we'll put 3 on him. And then our little penguin. Just like that. I'm going to grab my I think I'm going to grab my Take Your Pick tool if I can find it. Maybe it's over here underneath something. Or it could be over here under something. Do y'all do that? Tell me, please tell me you do, that I'm not the only person that loses stuff in their craft room. Let's see, it might be around on this other side. There it is. I know that this doesn't get too far away from me because I love my Take Your Pick tool. I use this thing all the time. So good for so many different things. It would be definitely one of the best investments that you can make for your craft room. So I'm going to put him down right there. And we're going to put Mr. Penguin right about here. That panel is done. So now let's go ahead and pull these off. See how nice that just lifts those up, and they all stay in one spot so you can wrangle them up pretty easy. Okay, and then we got Mr. Snowman. That's going to go right there. And now we got the two little bluebirds, and I think I want one of the bluebirds on the scarf there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to very strategically, and let me bring my silicone craft mat over, because you know what might work even better is a glue dot. Let's do a glue dot on that because it's small, and I'm going to take a glue dot, roll it, stick it around the back of my bluebird, and then we can adhere him right there on the scarf of our fox. And how about if we do one more? I'm just going to roll that up, and let's put him right here on the hat of the snowman. Isn't that cute? I love that. I think that just adds a little bit more of charm and personality to these. So now what we need to do is get some glue or some form of adhesive on the back of these, and I'm going to go back to my Stampin' Seal. I am going to bring my mat over this time, and I'm going to put a piece there, piece right there, and one more here on the bottom. And we are going to put this piece right about here and press it down. Isn't that fun? So cute. Now let's do the same thing on this piece. Let's go ahead and put some Stampin' Seal like that. And bring our card back over and put this one down like that. How cute is that? Is that not adorable? Love, love, love. I love the grounding. I think this is turning out super cute. So now we need to decide what we're going to put on the inside. My inside, I want to build up like I said, it's going to be floating windows. See how those are floating? So in order to build those, we're going to need to make some hinges. So for my hinges, I'm going to need another piece of black, and I don't think this is going to be quite long enough because we're going to need those hinges to be, yeah, they got to be 5 1/4. So tell you what, let's just cut a 1-inch strip off of a piece of black cardstock. I think this might be the best way to get that. So I'm going to go this way, and I'm just going to cut 1 inch, and we can get both hinges out of this one strip. So then cut this at 5 1/4 So 5 1/4 and 5 1/4. Just like that. And then we need to score these. So we're going to score them at 1, 2, and 4 1/4. So I'm going to do one right here. Then I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to do 2, put it to 2, because there's 1, there's 2, and then 4 1/4. And then we're going to do the next one the same way. We're going to do it at 1, turn it around, put it on 2, and then 4 1/4. All right, so now we have our hinges. While we're here, let's go ahead and cut some white pieces. And these white pieces need to be 2 and, let's see, maybe we want to make these at 2. Let's see. Let's do those at 2 by 2. And we need 2 of them. So 2 at 2 by 2. And we're going to need 2 at, I'm going to lay my pieces that I've cut right here with my card. Then we're going to need 2 black ones that are 2 1/8. So let's go 2 1/8. 2 1/8. And this is going to allow us to put these on here like so. And we need another one that's 2 1/8. That's not going to work. We're going to have to grab another scrap of black or either just cut it off of here. So 2 1/8 is right there. By 2 1/8. Like that. Now that gives us our other one to frame that white on. And then I want to have something a little decorative, and I think this in the background. And this one we're going to do at 2 1/4. So 2 1/4. By 2 1/4. And 2 1/4. So now we'll have our mats that will build up like this. And then this on top. So you can see it will give you just that little bit of peek of that fresh freesia in the back. And I think what I want to do, we are going to bend these pieces. You want to bend, bend, and bend. So they're going to look something like that. So when you put them into your card, this piece is going to go flat. This piece is going to come straight down. But what you want to do when you put them down, you want to make sure that it bends out like that. So when we put it in, we're going to put it just like this. Let's bend this one. this and this. And what you want is that one piece that's by itself, not these two, but the one solitary end, that is going to go against your flap, just like that. So let's glue those down first, and then I'll show you how easy it is to put the other side in. So remember, we're only going to put glue on the side that is the one piece, the one score line, not the one with the two score lines. So let's go ahead and put some glue on this one. I'm going to use my finger and just spread that glue out a little bit. I don't want it to ooze, but I definitely want it to get a good hold. So now I'm going to sit that right on that score line, and I'm going to press it. And get that glue off my finger. You want to make sure it doesn't impede the hinge, but you want to make sure that it is nice and straight, just like that. Now that should be adhered really well. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take glue and put it on the back side as you mash this side down. So you're going to have a valley, a mountain, and you're just going to push it in just like that. So it's going to be accordion style, but you're going to have a valley fold, a mountain fold, and just push it down. And now we're going to put glue on this one. And again, I'm going to use my finger and just spread that glue out nice and even. And now what we're going to do is hold that piece and close your card up and press. Just like that. Just hold it, give it a chance to adhere. Now when you bring this up, you're going to have this little ledge right here that's going to allow you to put these pieces down on. So we are going to layer these up. We're going to decide what we want on these before we go any further. So I think what I'm going to do, I think we got our cutting all taken care of for right now. So I'm going to decide what I want here in the center. And you know what I thought would be really pretty, and I don't know if it's going to be too big. One of these beautiful snowflakes is called the Wonderful Snowflakes. They are laser cut. They are stunning, and they're kind of iridescent. And you know what? I think one of those would be so pretty right about there. Let's put our other piece down and make sure we're not impeding on that. So this one is going to go, yeah, I think that will, let's go ahead and put this down, and then we'll see if we can glue that in. I think that would be so cute down in there. So again, I have a valley and a mountain. I'm going to close that down. I'm going to only put adhesive on this side right here. Again, I'm going to use liquid glue. I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to spread that glue. I don't usually like to put my fingers in glue because it's kind of nasty feeling, but for this, I feel that it needs to be there. So I'm going to set that right there, making sure that I'm getting it nice and straight. I'm going to hold it just for a little bit, put some pressure against it, and then I'm going to open that up, and on this one right here that's got the folds, the valley and the mountain, I'm going to put a little bit more glue, and I'm going to spread it around. Wipe my finger, and we're going to hold this down just like that. Just like that. And that's going to adhere that piece right there, just like so. You want to press it, make sure it gets a good adhesion. And now we're going to put the snowflake right in the middle, just like that. And to do that, I'm going to use my silicone craft mat, and I have a sponge dauber that I use just for glue. Let's see if I can find it. Don't know what I did with it. You know what? We'll put this down with some glue dots. I think a glue dot will hold this just fine. I'm trying to decide which side I want it on, and I think I want that shiny side up. So I'm going to put my glue on this side. Now, do these have... Yeah, these almost feel like they've got an adhesive, but I don't think they do. Okay, let's take a glue dot. And I am going to lift a glue dot up, and this time I don't want to roll it. I just want to put it straight down into that middle. Now let's bring our card back over so we can see exactly where we're placing it. And we're going to place that snowflake right about there. Isn't that pretty? So that gives us an emphasis on the inside of our card. But we're also going to adhere these. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with this one, and I'm going to put some Stampin Seal here and here. And then I'm going to bring this piece over, and I want to center this right in the middle. Just like that. And I'm going to do the other one the same way. So let's get a little Stampin' Seal. Move that one over just a hair. Again, see how I pull this down, and when I do, I come up like that? That right there will make the difference in you being able to roll your seal the next time. So just remember, always bring your wrist up when you're using the Stampin' Seal. And that's true for the plus or the regular. So I'm going to sit that down right about, oops, come over just a little bit more. That looks good. So now we're going to decide what we want to stamp on here. And I did bring nope, that's not what I want. Let's see what else we got. How about frosted gingerbread? This one is so cute. Wishing you a Merry Christmas. And that looks like it will fit. Yep, that's Sending Peppermint Kisses. This one right here. Wishing you a Merry Christmas. So that one will go there. I am going to pull out my Stampin' Pierce mat for that. And let's do, I wonder if a snowflake will fit. How about the candies? The candies would be really cute on there. Let's do candies. Why not? We're going to do this one in black. So I'm going to grab a stamp block, And we're going to pick this up. I'm going to grab my Momento Tuxedo Black ink. And let's stamp this down right there, giving it a good press. Very nice. And I know I had my chamois here because I wet it right before I started. You know, if I was organized, I would definitely be dangerous. Do y'all ever feel that way? You feel like, oh my goodness, what did I do with that? I just had it. And here it is. I knew that it was here somewhere pretty close by. So, oh my goodness. I am just all over the place today, y'all. All right. I think we got that cleaned off, which is always a good thing. Always clean your stamps. You want to take care of your investment. And like I tell everybody, your stamps are definitely an investment, and they will last you a lifetime if you take good care of them. So, always, always, always clean your stamps, take extremely good care of them, and they will take good care of you. Now for this candy, I think I want to stamp it in real red. I just think it will be gorgeous in the real red. And I'm going to pick that up and grab my real red. And we are going to stamp. And let's maybe do a couple of them. Why not? Oh, so cute. Love that. Now, like I said, your pigment inks will stain your stamps, but this stamp is clean. And how you can tell that is if you take a piece of scrap paper and you stamp it and you're not getting it. Now, I did have a little bit of residue there. So if I see residue, I'm going to go back to my stamp cleaner and I'm going to clean it a little bit more, because I should be able to stamp that on white and not show any residue of pink or red, and I don't. That's exactly how you know that your stamps are clean, and I covered that in my last installment of I didn't know I needed to know that. So we are going to put this back in here. And these are ready now to go onto here. So I'm going to turn this one over and I am going to put some seal here, here. You really don't need the foam mat under here. You need a hard surface when you're doing your seal. It really does make a difference. You can use your silicone craft sheet, but make sure you use it on a hard surface. Don't think it matters which way we put this one on, as long as we get it on here. Just like that. And then this one, the same way. Little bit of seal. Oops, that's not good. Let's see if we can pull that back up really quick before it seals. Yep. if you grab that really quick before it has a chance to sit up, you can usually salvage it, but you got to move fast. There, that's much better. Now we're ready to put this in, and I think I want this one up here. And you want to be mindful that it is not sticking out. So you don't want to put it there. You want to make sure that you're putting it up and down. So I'm going to put seal across the top of this. Or better yet, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use glue. I'll tell you why. I'm going to use glue, and I'm going to put glue down just on this piece here. And I'm going to spread that glue out. And a little bit back there. And now I'm going to put this right there. I'm going to close that down and just press it, making sure I'm getting a good seal on it. That ensures that you're not getting glue underneath this. If you put the glue just on your strip, that will keep you from making a big mess with getting glue underneath this piece, because you don't want this piece to stick down. You want it to look like it's just free floating, just like that. So now let's close that down. Oh, so pretty. Look how stinking cute that is. I think I'm gonna have to put a glue dot under there. And this is things you have to figure out as you go, because that little bird on the end of his tail is going to want to pop up, and we don't want it to pop up, so we're going to glue that bad boy down. So I just popped a little glue dot up underneath there. Got to anchor my bird. And now all we need to do is do a pretty belly band to go on the front of this, and we can call this done. So now our question is, what do we want our belly band to say? And I think for me, I want to do a black belly band with a piece of this snowflake. Let's see if we have another piece of that. Oh, this would be pretty. A stripe of that would be gorgeous. Tell you what, let's cut off 1 inch off of this. So I'm going to cut 1 inch off right there. And I think if we do it with that, we won't need anything else except what we're going to put on the front. So I am going to bring this into my trimmer, and I'm bringing it over to the 1 inch. Now let's do 1 1/4. So now we have the piece for our belly band. Let's measure our card and see. Let's see how this is going to look. So we're not going to need all of that. So I'm going to bring that to about there. And then I'm going to bring this over to about here. You're going to want this to not be so tight that you can't slide it, but you want it to hold your card shut. So I'm going to fold that back right about there. And what that's going to do is tell me where I need to snip this off at. And I am just going to use my snips and snip that right there. And now we have our belly band. So I'm going to go ahead and commit this. Let's slide it back on and make sure it's not too tight. Yep, I think right about there is good. So I'm going to put some seal right here. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put some little strips like that and bring that right over, and I'm meeting up my lines so that everything's falling in place just like that. Now we have our belly band. So now the only thing left to do is to get a piece of the Misty Moonlight and the Fresh Freesia. I think those are the colors that I want to concentrate on. So I'm going to get a scrap piece of Misty Moonlight, and I'm going to get a scrap of the Fresh Freesia. Love those colors together. They're so pretty. So I want this to be on the top and this on the bottom. So I'm going to grab, I was going to use this. Did y'all notice that I did not go back in and use this? So scratch this set because we're not using it. I'll use that on another card. Do y'all love this? Look at that. I love it. I think it's so cute. We're going to grab another set of dies, and I think for this one, I think I'm going to go in and grab my, these are brand new, the seasonal label dies, and look at the sizes on these dies. This would be a great, great, great set for making a belly band. So I think I'm going to use that one, the larger one for the Misty Moonlight, and the smaller one for my Fresh Freesia. But before I do that, I want to stamp I still love this. No, I'm not going to use that one. Let me get my Holly Jolly Christmas. I think it's a Holly, I think I have one that's called Holly Jolly that has sentiments. Oh, look at that. Is that not beautiful? Be of good cheer. Fa la 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 la. That would be so cute. Have a Holly Jolly Christmas. Let's see what will fit in here. The fa la 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 will. Be of good cheer will. Have a Holly Jolly Christmas. Almost will. Jingle all the way. We wish you a Merry Christmas. This one would fit in here. So maybe we're going to regroup. Let's try something a little bit different. Let's see how big we can go on the front of that card without it looking a little too much. That would be really big, but I'm going to need a bigger piece of cardstock. Let's try it. I mean, you don't know if you don't try. So I'm going to grab this piece of Misty Moonlight because that will accommodate that. And let me go ahead and crank this through and cut that out. And there is that piece. Isn't that gorgeous? Love, love, love that. And let's put that back there. Now I'm going to cut this one out. And again, I'm just loading this onto my cut mat. And I'm not even taping or anything. I'm just laying it on there and running it through. And that will be gorgeous. And let's put my machine back together, my plates. And this one now will fit on here absolutely beautifully. And I'm going to do that in the black ink. Grabbing the stamp block. I think it's really cute that you've got the little critters on there and they're saying, "We wish you a Merry Christmas." I love that. So let's see how this is going to stamp. Love it. So nice. And I'm going to put a piece of ribbon, and I think some of this white organdy sparkly ribbon will be the perfect accent under here. So I'm going to cut off maybe about, where is my little scissors? This will work. I'm going to do about, I guess this is probably maybe about 10 inches. And what I want to do is I want to have it to be under here like this. And then maybe like this. And maybe back under that. Let's see. We're going to do it like this and like this. I think that's kind of cute. What do y'all think? Maybe we'll do it at a little bit of an angle. What I like to do with my ribbon like this is get a glue dot. So let's do it like this. Let's lay that ribbon out and grab a glue dot. And what I'm going to do is turn that over, and I'm going to judge about halfway and put a glue dot right there. Oh, not on your finger, on the ribbon. There we go. And then I'm going to loop it into that glue dot. I'm going to grab another glue dot. And I'm going to put it right there. And we're going to loop it as well. And then we're going to put it something like this. No, that's not working either. Let's regroup. I'm just not jiving with the ribbon, y'all. And you might have similar incidences with your ribbon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that onto the glue dot right here in the middle. And then I am going to take this and turn it under like that. and under like this. That's kind of what I was going for. I kind of wanted it to loop onto the sides like that. So let's get another glue dot now that I know which way I want it to go. And you know, don't be afraid to play with your ribbons and stuff like that to get the effect that you want. Just like what I'm doing here. You know, just work with it, play with it until you get it like you want it. So there we go, there's one piece. And now let's get another glue dot. I don't think I could craft without these mini glue dots. So if you haven't picked up a pack of these, you owe it to yourself because they are wonderful. They will bring your crafting to a new level, and they're not that expensive, and they're wonderful, and they last a good long time because you get a lot on that roll. So I'm going to put that one right there and loop this into it. Just like that, and that's the way I wanted that to look on here. Just like that. So now I'm gonna put some dimensionals behind that because I want it to lift just a little bit. See if I can find them. Let me get a little bit of this stuff out of my way. Aha! I finally found them. How about that? So I'm going to pull this one off right here because this was a nice little amount of a straight piece that will work really good. Help hold that ribbon on, as well as, there we go. Get that ribbon like you want it, and then adhere it down with glue dots or dimensionals or whatever adhesive you decide to use. The Stampin Seal is another good one. You could put it down on the back and then you can manipulate that ribbon in and out of it quite easily. Alright, let's see. Oh, that's so pretty. Isn't that pretty? It looks so festive. I do think I want another little piece of ribbon. I'm just going to snip that. Something like that. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little piece of the Stampin Seal right here in the middle. And then we are going to just like that. So you got a little pop of that ribbon up under here, and then we're going to put this down like, oh, I love that. That's so pretty. That's what I wanted. So I'm going to go ahead and pull these backers off of this, and then peel this one off, and I can see that this one is going to need a little bit of glue under it. So I am going to take and lift this and put just a squirt of glue, probably more than I needed. Oh yeah, I'm dangerous with glue, y'all. Do y'all ever feel that you're dangerous with glue? So So now I'm just going to set that down just like that. Oh, so pretty. Isn't that gorgeous? And now we can put this on our belly band. And I am going to adhere this with Seal. So I'm just going to put Seal right across here, just like that. And I'm going to lay this into the Seal. So beautiful. Love it, y'all. Now we are going to put the belly band over top of our card. And yes, it's going to cover our critters just a little bit, but look how beautiful that turned out. I love it. I love it. I love it. And the recipient can get this and open it, and they have a super surprise on the inside. Love that. And the reason I didn't put designer series paper inside here is I wanted these windows to look as though they were floating, and had I put designer series paper, when you glued your pieces on here for the window, they would have shown. So that was the reason why I didn't do that. So you're always going to want to make sure your hinges are made out of the same color as your cardstock. So this little card is done, and I am very pleased with the way it turned out, because I'll be perfectly honest, when I got started with this, I really was not sure in what direction I was going. I really struggled with this card. I knew I wanted to do that floating window, and I even tried this one yesterday. Not bad, but see what I mean about the background? And you can see your mechanisms. I didn't care for that. So I decided I'd come back and I would try something a little different. And I really do love the way this turned out. I hope you do. I hope that this would be something you would want to try for your Christmas cards maybe. And it's playful, it's beautiful. This particular piece right here would make a pretty design on any card. And remember that the dies that I ended up using was called the seasonal label dies, and these are so pretty. You've got so many different labels in here. You got pieces where you can cut, it will cut slits to pull ribbon through. I mean, this is a very versatile set. It cuts out some pine cones and different things. So we'll be using this pretty soon too, the whole set. So stay tuned, because we have more beautiful things coming your way out of our new mini catalog, as well as some tried and trues from our annual catalog, and we're going to mix things up. So stay tuned. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, and you'll get notified every time I put up a new video with a new project. So until we stamp again, until we craft again, remember what I always say: let everything that you do and say bring glory to our Father in heaven. He is worthy. Give him your praise, give him your honor, give him your life. So until we craft again, God bless and keep you. Bye-bye.